Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We are just 26 days away from the start of New York Jets training camp. So let's break down the state of the Jets. Richie from Jets Media is going to join me. So Jet fans, let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
The Jets win the Super Bowl. We on top of the damn universe. Our championship will mean more than any of them cheating Belichick ass Patriots.
You ain't lying there.
We got the best defense in the league. We got the best quarterback in the league. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Don't nobody want to see the Jets. Jets.
The king has spoken. The king has spoken.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It's time to talk all things New York Jets. 26 days away from training camp, and joining us right now is a guy who probably will be at every single training camp practice that is open to the Jet fans to attend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our guy, Richie from Jets Media. What's going on, Richie?
What is going on, Jake? What is going on, Jets fans tuning in to the great Jake Asman Show? Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. And Jake, thanks for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, it's a great day to get you on because you're a Knicks guy as well. The last time I saw you in person, you and I were at the Knicks Fan TV watch party. And how about our Knicks, Mikal Bridges? Then they say, all right, let's solidify OG, bring him back. The Knicks fan is feeling good right now.
It really is, man. I mean, the last 48 hours to be a Knicks fan, starting off with the trade for Bridges and then securing OG for the long run, and now we're just holding out hope that Hartenstein can figure out a way to come back. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan. It really, really is. It feels really awesome that we have an off season like this, and then now I'm connecting it with the Jets. It just feels like there's something special with these Knicks and Jets. And Jake, I mean, you and I both know being a Knicks and Jets fan isn't usually good. Okay, my whole life as a Knicks-Jets fan, I know that we have differences of our baseball teams, and I know we're not going to bring up the Subway Series, Jake. Trust me, I won't bring it up.
I don't even know what happened.
But hey, man, it feels like it's a good era to be a Jets and a Knicks fan, and let's hope it all comes out to fruition this upcoming season for both squads.
No doubt. We'll talk more about the Knicks as we go, but I want to start, of course, with the Jets as we are a New York Jets show. 26 days from training camp, Richie. How do you feel about this team? How do you feel about this roster? If you're a Jet fan, how should we feel going into this year?
Well, the last show I did, the topic was Jets fans' expectations for this upcoming season. And I think that every single Jets fan has every single right to believe that this Jets team should go far this year and make the playoffs, even win this division, because there's no reason why we shouldn't believe in that. If you look at what the Jets did this offseason, connecting with what the Jets already have on their roster, there is no reason why we should not have high expectations. And if you have any rival fan base or any hater or anybody saying that us Jets fans are delusional, we think we're doing, high expectations, cancel that out. Us Jets fans, we deserve to feel happy and we deserve to feel proud and excited about this upcoming Jets football team because, Jake, there is not a hole on this Jets roster, and the best part about it is it's loaded up with depth, prepared for the worst case scenario, which is injuries. We loaded up where we needed to the most on the offensive line. We added a brand new quarterback this offseason. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, okay? That's what I need to make sure people realize. It's like we got Aaron Rodgers all over again this offseason because we did not see him last season. And not to mention year 4 of this stacked up defense, adding Haason Reddick to the mix, which I think that's going to get situated by week 1 for sure. So expectations are sky high for us Jets fans heading into training camp.
Well, you bring up Rodgers, and it's almost like he's been discussed so much for like non-football reasons that like people forget just how good he is, but even more so how good he will be compared to what we have watched these last couple of years, especially at quarterback. Like this roster has won 7 games with the worst quarterback room in the league by far. It's almost like Aaron Rodgers' impact coming back to this team, Richie, is underrated at this point.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. I mean, we won 7 games with the bottom barrel of an offense and with the championship caliber defense. Can you imagine what a average Aaron Rodgers would do? And that's what people need to realize. And I think outside people are trying to push this false narrative on us Jets fans that we're expecting Aaron Rodgers to be an MVP or something. We're not. If he is, great. But let's be honest with ourselves, Jake. If Aaron Rodgers has a similar season to what he had in his last season with Green Bay, which is not Aaron Rodgers, right? 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The Jets are a playoff team. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. This offense just needs to be middle of the road, and I think the Jets added enough talent on the offensive side of the ball, more in particular on that offensive line, to be middle of the road on offense. And I still think there's room to be even better than that. But I think that's what I'm hopeful for, of reshoring this offensive line, adding Corley, adding Allen in the draft, adding a Mike Williams, having another year of Xavier Gibson maybe developing into year number 2, Jeremy Ruckert, and then not to mention Joe Tippmann entering year 2 as our starting center, AVT coming off an injury, and the stacked up offensive line that we have, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You could talk about this Jets team on paper all you want. There's 0 question marks on paper from defense. The questions come on offense. And I think that this is the year where we can expect Aaron Rodgers to come together, year 2 of the system, to slowly allocate this offense, to score enough points, to simply give this defense a lead to protect. Because that's what this defense have never had. This defense had to strain themselves and figure out ways to be the reason why they have to win. Now I'm hopeful this upcoming year, this Jets defense has a lead to protect, which will cause even more opportunities for them to make turnovers and flashy plays.
You know, you brought up Haason Reddick. I actually said this on Will Parkinson's podcast this morning. Shout out to Will for having me on TOJ. I think that episode, if you're watching live right now, will be released at some point this afternoon. So Thursday afternoon for those who are not watching live. And we talked about Reddick, and I almost think no one has talked about Haason Reddick. Like, Bryce Huff's really good. Haason Reddick has been much better for the last 4 years, 5 years. He's 4th in the NFL over that time in sacks. I know they got to work out the contract situation, but I picture it now. Jets protecting a 1-score lead late in the 4th quarter, and Haason Reddick's going to come through with a big-time sack to close out the game. It's almost like Haason Reddick is underrated now by this fan base because there's been so much talk on other things and talk about his contract. It's like, let's remember, there's a reason why this guy is one of the best pass rushers in the league.
100%. And Haason Reddick is a pure pass rusher. And my favorite part about that move for Haason Reddick, Jake, is not only his ability to help this Jets team win this upcoming season, but we have a guy that's named Will McDonald, who I think is going to benefit the most from Haason Reddick in the locker room. And that's another thing about this roster that I love, Jake, is that we have veterans at certain positions that are going to help develop the young guys, right? Even just talking about the offensive tackle position really quick, Tyron Smith is going to help out Olu. Morgan Moses is going to help out Carter Warren, okay? Haason Reddick is going to help out the development of Will McDonald. And Haason Reddick was a key piece to helping the development of Brian Burns from Carolina. Brian Burns just got traded to the Giants. Brian Burns spoke with the media when he became a Giant, and he said that he credits Haason Reddick for opening up his arm and really helping him become the player that he is today. And then I commented on that because Haason Reddick on Twitter responded to that, said, "You're my guy," just giving Brian Burns some love. I responded to Haason Reddick, "Cannot wait to see you do the same with Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald this year," and he liked my tweet. So that tells me that Haason Reddick is excited to help this Jets team win football games and be that closer in the late 4th quarter on 3rd down pass rushing situations. But he's also excited to be a mentor, like he was for Brian Burns in Carolina, like he's going to be for Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson this upcoming year.
Comments, questions, super chats for Richie and I to answer. If you guys aren't subscribed to Jets Media on YouTube, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe to Richie's channel and check out his excellent work on the AFC East Roundtable channel as well, representing our Jets against those fools who cover the other teams in the division. Before we get to Bums, as Aaron Rodgers would say. Before we get to some comments and questions and talk about some other Jet-related topics, let's shout out Cincy Matt, who has made it rain this morning, folks. How about 5 channel memberships being bought, being purchased for the people?
Money, 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 money.
If you hear your name called, you thank Cincy Matt, who in the last 2 days has gifted more memberships than most people that tune into their show, and he's not even a Jet fan. The power of the Asmaniacs. Dedick JM, JD Jets, Kyle McLeod, Paul Klein, and NY Jets 8. You guys are all officially channel members, courtesy of the great Cincy Matt. Richie, I want to get to more Jet-related topics with you. But first, I saw the super chat that came in from Michael, who writes in, offensive/D-line will control games this year, heavy run. And it's a perfect jumping off point to kind of break down this offense in particular, because I think early on, they should rely on Breece Hall being the catalyst, ground and pound. Don't ask Aaron Rodgers to throw 35, 40 times a game. You don't need to do that with this defense, allowing less than 20 points per game the last 2 years on average. How do you view the Jets offense from a philosophy standpoint, especially early on in the year?
Yeah, I definitely think that the ground and pound needs to be a priority for this Jets football team. I think they're kind of turning their heads and trying to figure out what went wrong last year, and they're trying to formulate a new identity. And that started with the draft pick of Malachi Corley and then getting Braylon Allen, 2 physical bruisers that the Jets don't really have on offense. We have a guy in Garrett Wilson who's more flashy and more, speed-oriented. Breece Hall can do it all. But I think those 2 rookies have a chance to help out this Jets team kind of formulate a new identity. And what I mean by that is be a physical offense and be an offense that's feared, right? Last year, we were just an offense that people would see on the schedule and be like, oh gosh, look at this. With Zach Wilson, nobody's on that offensive line we're scared about. We're just going to focus in and load up the box against Breece Hall and double team Garrett Wilson. And that's what will happen. Well, now it's not going to be the case this year. We have opportunities all across this Jets football team. And I think the addition of Tyron Smith, John Simpson, and Morgan Moses on this offensive line with the healthy Elijah Vera Tucker and Joe Tippmann having a year 2 coming up, this Jets team should prioritize running that football. Let's not forget, what was the first play on offense, Jake, in week number 1 last year against the Bills? You remember? It was a Breece Hall 35-yard run, and we all thought the same thing, Super Bowl. And then 3 snaps later, we're not going to talk about what happened. But my point is, the Jets are going to feed Breece Hall the rock, okay? That is what they're going to do. Bruce Hall. So I'm excited for that, and watch out for Braylon Allen, who is really stepping up big time in OTAs and minicamp to be that guy. Think of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon with Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers won those MVPs. That's kind of the dynamic I'm looking at. Aaron Jones, Breece Hall, A.J. Dillon, Braylon Allen. Obviously different players. I'm not comparing them completely, but that was Nathaniel Hackett's offense and LaFleur's offense with Aaron Rodgers. That's what you can expect with Aaron Jones being that Breece Hall type of guy, getting the ball out of the backfield in the passing element, and, of course, giving him the rock, and then Braylon Allen, those bruiser yards, the short yarders opportunities.
Glenny and the Jets making it rain with a $20 super chat. 2 legends right here talking Jets. Keep up the great work, guys. Richie's one of the few people that can deliver big-time programming for the Jets in June. That's when you know you're a content creator, when there's nothing going on and the show must go on, and Richie does an excellent job of that. So
Thank
I'm
you,
glad
Glenny.
you could join us. Let's see. This one is from Frank, who says, I don't share the optimism. There's so much that has to go right for them. They haven't made the playoffs in years, and suddenly we're a Super Bowl contender. I have a sneaky suspicion he's going to struggle. I believe he being Aaron Rodgers. Frank, I would simply say this. It's not crazy to expect the Jets to be a playoff team when they've won 7 games last 2 years, the worst quarterback room in football. They have a top 5 defense, top 5 special teams. They have superstar level players on offense. Their weakness was their O-line. They have solidified it. Their weakness last year, besides the quarterback situation, was the backup quarterback situation. They've solidified it. At the bare minimum, Richie, I'm expecting at least 10 wins. If not, I think it's a major, major failure.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about last year winning 7 games without Aaron Rodgers and without a good backup quarterback. Now we have Aaron Rodgers and a very good backup quarterback. There's no reason to believe, and you also have to put in consideration this defense getting a little bit better. If this defense gets 1% better, watch out. That's how good they are. So that's why Jets fans are not looking at Aaron Rodgers and expecting him to be an MVP. If he puts up 28 touchdowns and like 13 interceptions or something like that, the Jets are a double-digit wins team. It's that simple. And I think people need to realize how elite this Jets defense is. When the Jets when everyone's talking about, oh, the Jets are just good on paper, we have to see what it looks like on the field. That's not talking about the defense. That means on offense. We have no idea. And that's true, Jake. We don't know what this offense looks like with Aaron Rodgers yet on paper. We know what the defense looks like on paper, and it's elite. So that's what people need to realize when we talk about how stacked up this roster is. And that's why Jets fans have high aspirations with this football team. It's mixed with Aaron Rodgers in that offense and this championship level defense.
Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by my friends at Homage. Folks, look at this shirt that I'm wearing. You see it up on the screen, the 1968 Super Bowl champion shirt. If you want this shirt, the link is in the live chat. The link is in the description. Check it out. Shout out to Homage for having awesome vintage-inspired Jet gear. They got starter jackets. They got shorts. They got T-shirts. I'm going to make it easy for everyone tuned in right now. Scan the QR code, and it will take you directly to the Homage website where you could purchase some of your vintage-inspired Jet gear, your hoodies, your shorts, you name it. They have it. They have it for ladies. They have it for men. So get yourself some Jets gear. And if you're an OG Jet fan, you better get the Super Bowl championship shirt. It's the only championship we have as Jet fans. So check that out. Once again, shout out to Homage for being a part of our show. We bring Richie back on right now because we got another super chat to get into. And how about this one? This is from David White, who is a old school Jake Asman Show fan. He used to watch The Wheelhouse on ESPN Radio in Houston. Follower here from your Texans days. How do you see the matchup between the Texans and Jets going down the season with CJ gaining more experience? That's one of the more difficult games on the schedule for the Jets. Now, the advantage in that game is the Jets are at home and it's a short week. So your Thursday Night Football at home against a really good Texans team. We know what happened last year when they played. Stroud struggled. He also didn't have Tank Dell in that game. Nico Collins got hurt early in that one. And Zach Wilson had a rare, really good 2-quarter stretch in the second half. So odd game. That said, that could be one of the better matchups of the year. That's our Asmaniac group buy game. So everyone got their tickets last night for that. So I'm excited about that. But that to me is a litmus test game because I think the Texans are a legit Super Bowl contender. And if the Jets fancy themselves as a legit contender, that could be a game later on in the season that we look at and go, is this a possible AFC championship preview? Like that type of level of game.
Yeah, literally. I agree. I think that's on Halloween, Thursday Night Football. The whole world will be watching. Last year, the Jets made CJ Stroud look like a rookie. He looked like he didn't belong in the NFL in that game in particular. Now, I'm not expecting CJ Stroud to have that same exact type of game. He's definitely going to have a better one, but let's not pretend here that was a fluke for this Jets defense. Let's remind the people what this Jets defense did to the top-level quarterbacks last year. Patrick Mahomes. I know the Chiefs won that game, but he had 3 interceptions and did not look good against that Jets defense. Jalen Hurts, 9-0. The Jets defense shut him down. CJ Stroud, he was red hot as a rookie that year, and then all of a sudden hear excuses. Oh, yeah, well, he didn't have this player. He didn't have that player. It was the rain. Okay, Zach Wilson literally outperformed you. I don't want to hear any excuses and about CJ Stroud not playing well that football game. There's no excuse. The excuse is the reality of the fact that the Jets defense is just that good. So I'm excited for that matchup. I think it's going to be a really fun game to be at. So shout out to you and all your Asmaniac fans that's going to be there representing the Jets for Thursday Night Football. And I'm excited, man. I think the Texans are getting a lot of hype, okay? Just like the Jets. So I think it's going to be a fun game.
It should be a heck of a game. The Texans have a lot of hype, kind of like what the Jets had last year. So we'll see if they could build on it after they were one of the darlings of the league last season. Chef Kevin checks in. Good morning, JA. Great show as always. Richie, who's your breakout Jets player nobody is really talking about on offense and defense? Let's go Jets.
Great question from Kevin here. I would have to say my breakout player for the Jets on offense is Xavier Gibson. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to break out and be a star, but I think that this is a player that I think is going to have a little bit more reps and a little bit more time playing with this Jets offense than other people are realizing. He's already getting immediate connection with Aaron Rodgers in OTAs, and what he did last year as a rookie was really fun. I'm excited to see what he can do this year in year number 2. So that's my guy on offense. Not a lot of people are talking about. And on defense, I think there's a lot of opportunities here, but my breakout player that nobody's talking about, Jake, is Jamien Sherwood. I think Jamien Sherwood actually has a chance here to be an impactful football player. Now, he's the third linebacker but he's still going to be on the football field in certain packages. It's Quincy Williams and CJ Mosley's linebacker duo, right? That's their unit. But the Jets run a 4-3 base defense. So when Michael Carter II is off the field and they're not in a nickel formation, Jamien Sherwood is that third linebacker. And I've seen a lot of Sherwood. Every time he steps on that football field, I'm impressed. I think this is the year where he really steps up. And every time he's on that field, he's going to make some impactful plays. He's really good against the run. He beefed up. This is year 4 for him. And I think that Robert Saleh drafted him for a reason to develop him into the long-term answer at linebacker when CJ Mosley decides to retire, which I hope doesn't happen anytime soon, by the way. So I think Jamien Sherwood is a guy to watch out for to break out this year.
I like that a lot. I'll tell you what, I was asked this question on Parkinson's podcast this morning. Joe Tippmann, I think, is going to have a Pro Bowl level season. I think the way Rodgers raves about him, the way that we saw Tippmann get better as the year went on, I think that's a guy, now that he's getting coached up by Nick Mangold at OTAs last month. I'm a Tippmann guy. I think he's going to have a big-time season.
I love that. Joe Tippmann is a guy that I think Jets fans should really, really be excited for. A lot of Jets beat reporters that's at OTAs and minicamp has been raving about him. He was the best rookie at the center spot last year, and I expect him to take over that offensive line and be our next, hopefully, Nick Mangold.
Dan, the Jet fan, says, officially booked to see my dad in October, Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Big-time game on Sunday night. Let's make Russell Wilson look bad for the second year in a row.
Let's do it.
Snowball says, watch Ruckert become a receiving threat. Look, this is a huge year for Ruckert. If not now, then when? He's going to get more playing time. Uzama's not taking away his snaps. Rodgers loves to throw to tight ends. Ruckert has flashed in brief opportunities these first 2 years. I think he's someone that could have an impact in this offense if he's ready for that role, which I think he is.
Yeah, the tight end spot is very intriguing to me. Conklin is obviously leading the pack, but I think Ruckert has an opportunity to really step up and prove to be the guy in year 3 now. And watch out for Kenny Yeboah too. I think the Jets have an underrated tight end room. It's not going to break out like other tight end rooms in the NFL, but I think it's solid and good enough to get the job done.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in right now. Subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button on the right-hand side. And a new thing I'm asking from the Jet fans who tune in, the Asmaniacs, hit the share button. More people have to discover that there's daily Jet Talk in June on this show and, of course, on Richie's channel as well, at Jets Media on YouTube and on social media. So let's keep going here. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. The Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is open, so let's take some calls and hear from the fans. If you go to gustbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe, and you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas. Bill is first up today. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
What's up, Bill?
How's it going, Bill?
Fine. Good to meet you for the first time in person, Richie.
Nice to meet you too, Bill.
Yeah. I have a few questions. One of them is, why is it that we still keep treating age 30 as if it was age 60? With the advanced training rooms and training programs, can't it be argued that more players are able to play at a decent caliber into their mid-30s rather than at age 30? That's it for you? Because right now it just seems to me it's more of a money thing than it is an age thing. If we can get a guy who's 22 and versus someone who's 30 and making a lot more money, we're going to go for the guy that makes less money. I still think that guys like Reed and Reddick and all these guys still have a lot to offer. And I really think that we should stop looking at 30 as some type of negative. Especially when you think about the outliers. You have Brady and Aaron who are in their 40s, and you can still argue that they still played at a very good clip. Definitely not like they did in their 20s and 30s, but still nothing to sneeze at.
Well, it depends on the position, Bill. Like running backs at 30 typically are shot. Offensive linemen can play into their mid-30s at a high level. Defensive linemen can play into their 30s at a high level. So it really just kind of depends on the position you are, because that impacts, how teams view your worth.
Right. Also, when it comes to Reddick, I wouldn't mind the Jets giving him a 2-year extension with a 3rd-year team option. Of course, maybe paying a nice signing bonus up front in order to make the annual salary more palatable for the team, because he is still a good talent. I doubt very much that he's going to drop off so much in a year or two in terms of his production, both against the run and as a pass sacker. So I really think that they should consider giving him the extension, and hopefully they'll work out the numbers. I have faith in JD as far as getting that done. The kickoff rules, since they're new, do you think our special teams will still be good enough to handle the changes? Because that's my only concern, whether or not the special teams might have a problem in the beginning with the new kickoff rules.
Bill, thanks for the call. Richie, your thoughts on the new kickoff rules, and are you a believer in Brant Boyer having the team ready for them?
Yeah, I do. I think Brant Boyer, let's not forget, he's the only coach to survive like every he's been since Todd Bowles. Okay, Todd Bowles, Adam Gase, Robert Saleh, and he's still here with the Jets in your number 4 with Saleh. He's definitely somebody I trust. Now, when it comes to the kickoff rules, you can tell the Jets are really prioritizing it by the signing of Tariq Cohen, who's competing for that spot. It's going to be him. Xavier Gibson has an opportunity to still be that guy as well. It's going to be very interesting to see if Cohen makes the team just for that role. I think it's going to be more like a committee approach because of how many times players are going to have to return the kickoff, Jake. Because recently, in like the past few years, I got to admit, when I first fell in love with the game of football at a young age, my favorite part of the NFL was the kickoffs. Like I loved, that's why Joe McKnight was my favorite player growing up. It was because of his kickoffs that he brought to the Jets at an electric time. Rest in peace, Joe McKnight, of course. But now I think that with the new rules, it's going to allow kickoffs to actually happen. It drove me nuts that there was never kickoffs. It was just touchback after touchback after touchback. They removed that element from the game. It drove me nuts as a fan. I love the new plan from the NFL to prioritize kickoffs, and it really makes it more strategic. It's going to rely on kickers to be more strategic as well. I think the Jets have a really good advantage here with Brant Boyer having to be their special teams coordinator, being here for a long, long time.
Yeah, I have complete confidence. They have a veteran punter. They have a veteran kicker. I think that helps when it comes to kickoffs and strategy being implemented. Boyer's proven to be a really good special teams coordinator. And, you know, I think what's great about the kickoffs now being important again, the last time it mattered, the Jets were good. You know, like Mike Westhoff helped the Jets win so many games when the Jets were consistently good in the 2000s. You know, when they were going to back-to-back AFC championship games, they don't get to the second one unless they put Antonio Cromartie back there in the playoff game to set up a huge kickoff return to lead to a Nick Folk game-winning kick after Sanchez got him in field goal range with the completion to Braylon Edwards. Like Brad Smith in a huge regular season game won them that Steelers game with the opening, kickoff return to set the tone in that one when they went into Pittsburgh and won in the regular season that year. So you could go back and look at like the Jets the last time they were good. Kickoff returns were a part of that. So I'm excited to see with some of the talent they've added and some of the guys they currently have, how the new rules can maybe help them win another game or two. Mr. D with a big time super chat, $20. Oh, baby. Woo! Look at how many games the Jets should have won. With A-Rod, we'll have double-digit wins this year. What I hate is losing Huff and JFM. Wish they'd be part of this team. Thanks, guys, for your commentary. Go Jets. Look, Huff being replaced by Reddick, I think for at least this year, they upgraded. That said, look, you're putting your faith in Will McDonald. You're putting your faith in this Jets coaching staff, especially the defensive line coach and Aaron Whitecotton, that even with Huff gone, JFM gone, Quentin Jefferson gone, some new players there, Al Woods gone, that the defensive line is still going to be just as good because you're relying on McDonald to take a step just like Jermaine Johnson did a year ago at this time.
I could not agree more, man. I think JFM getting traded is not getting talked about enough, in my opinion, but I think that there's a guy that we can expect to step up in his role, Jake, and that's Clemens. I'm not expecting him to be dynamic and be like a Pro Bowler guy, but I think the Jets drafted Clemens for that type of role. Defensive end, defensive tackle, versatility, and PFF ranked the Jets as the number 1 defensive line of football, even with JFM and Huff leaving and the addition of Reddick. So that's what I'm expecting from this Jets defensive line. And another thing I want to mention about the defensive line real quick, Jake, whoever they pair next to Quinnen Williams is a beast. Starting with Sheldon Rankins, and then he got paid, went to Houston. Quentin Jefferson signs a 1-year deal last year. He was very good for the Jets last season. I was upset we did not bring him back. He goes to Cleveland. And now the Jets get Javon Kinlaw. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Kinlaw is going to be a Pro Bowler, but I can guarantee you that he will have a very similar season to Quentin Jefferson, if not better. A former first-round pick when Saleh was in San Francisco. Anybody you put next to Quentin Williams who eats up the double and triple teams is going to eat. And I think Javon Kinlaw is an underrated piece of this defensive line that the Jets brought in.
Big dog's going to eat. I love it. Derek Q writes in with a super chat. He cuts the line. Graciano went in on the Jets again this morning. Do you guys think he believes that, or is he just trolling? I think he is politically biased against the Jets. I think he continues to look like a clown every time he opens his mouth and doesn't have all the facts when he discusses anything Aaron Rodgers related. And I also think he's trolling because I played you the cut on the show earlier this week where he's kind of smirking as he's trying to basically be like, according to the CBA, you have to be there because it's mandatory. I think Bart Scott should have tackled him on live TV. So those are my thoughts on that. But, as far as the run defense, Richie, to me, I guess if you want to nitpick an area of the defense that you're a little concerned about is can they be better against the run? But I think it's a little overrated that they weren't good against the run last year. Like there were some games where they got gas, sure, but you look at the yards per carry, it wasn't glaring. It was just they never had leads in games, so teams were trying to run out the clock against them, and the defense would be on the field the whole time, and they'd get worn down and be tired. I don't think it's as big of an issue because you're not going to be trailing in that many games. The scores are going to be tight or you're going to be leading, which gives you more opportunities to rush the quarterback, force more turnovers, obviously have more sacks and fumble recoveries. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a Jet fan, so I'm choosing to believe it looks like this, but I'm really not that concerned about the run defense. I think they'll be fine. You
hit the nail on the head with the idea that the opposing teams were just running it down our throats because that's all they needed to do. They get a 2-possession lead. All they need to do is be conservative and run the football. And the Jets defense is on the field more than ever because every time the offense is on the field, it's a 3 and out. Okay. So this Jets defense was tired. They had to strain. They were losing and they had to do so much, exert so much energy. If you give this defense a lead to protect and forces other teams to actually pass the football, it's going to give Sauce, it's going to give Reed, Carter, Adams, everybody in the secondary more opportunities. And I do not think the Jets' run defense is as much of a need, as much of an issue as some people think. Lakey Fatu is an addition to kind of replace the Al Woods as that run stuffer. Now, he's not an elite talent, but I think that any guy that you add to this Jets defense is going to play their best football because of the Jets' defensive coaching staff with Jeff Ulbrich and Saleh, White Cotton, and all those guys. So if there's one thing about this Jets team from a coaching staff standpoint, I got all the confidence in the culture and the identity that they formulated on defense. Offense, other conversation.
Hit the like button if you're tuned in right now. 101 likes, 215 people watching live. The math is not mathing, people. There should be at least 200 likes if there's 200 people.
Hit the like button from my guy, Jake. We're on the Jake Asman Show, who's the most consistent man out there on the internet, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my man, Jake. Hit that like button. Let's get to 200 likes already.
Let's go. Kelvin Joseph with his free Asmaniac super chat. By the way, I just looked it up. 124 members away from our 35th channel emoji. So if you haven't became an Asmaniac yet, hit that join button. We have our baby Asmaniac tier for just $2.99 a month if you don't want to spend the full $4.99 a month. Kelvin says, love the new sponsor. Thanks, Jake. Legit shirts, Jet Nation. Homage is awesome, man. They got some sweet gear. So thanks for supporting the sponsor. I mean, they sent me a care package of all these shirts, Richie, and wow. Every day I'm wearing a different one. My favorite's the one in the middle, though. I won't lie. The Gotham City football one. So use my link in the description if anyone wants to get any of the shirts they see on screen. They have plenty of others, too. These are just the ones that I selected for them to send me in my care package.
I'm excited for an Homage vintage shirt that I purchased in the year 2049 of the 2025 Super Bowl champion Jets shirt.
Hey. Let's go. Sign me up for that. I like where your head's at. Darius writes in, for a show who hates on the Jets and Aaron, the Speak sure do talk about the Jets a lot. Yeah, because they have nothing else to talk about. They need Aaron Rodgers. They love him secretly. They need him for content. So every day, there's nothing going on. Oh, let's revisit the Aaron Rodgers minicamp story from 2 weeks ago. First Take did the same thing the other day.
Of course they did. My favorite part about the national shows right now, Jake, is they are talking about Rodgers missing minicamp every day. Still.
Yep.
That's so sad. It really is. Why are they talking about it still? Oh, my goodness.
Not so sane, making it rain. We are now just 119 channel members away from a new emoji.
Woo!
If you hear your name called, you thank Not So Sane, Esteban Roman, Ross Kitty, Chris K, Ronnie Diaz, Kevin James, my guy, Kevin James, who I got dinner with at Circa.
Let's go.
In April. Shout out to the King of Queens for tuning into the show. Let's see. Another super chat here. Mr. D writes in. He's making it rain. How about a $10 super chat? Boom. I do believe the defense will be better this year with a real offense. Finally, we'll have all three phases of football on this team to be great. JETS, 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 Jets. I love how we both knew to hit the sounder, Jet Chat, at the same time.
Wait, you hit yours too?
I hit mine too.
Oh my God. I thought it sounded double.
You play yours.
Is it working?
There it is. And then here's mine.
Oh, well, I mean, name a better chant in any sport. You can't.
King Loski's Jet chant.
Oh my God, you have that? That's amazing.
Not only do I have that, I have a couple other options here, all right? How about this for a Jet chant? How about the Long Island meetup Jet chant, baby? J-E-T.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Yeah! Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Now, I will say, Jake, I had a lot of FOMO missing that Long Island meetup. I definitely had FOMO. Shout out to Neil.
I wanted to be clear. Richie was invited. All right. I wasn't excluding him. O'Leary was there. Nick Faria was there. Brandon Pockers from Jets X Factor was there. Richie was invited, but he big timed us. He couldn't make it.
I was away on vacation with the fam. When Jake texted me, I'm like, damn, of course. The 1 week I'm not on Long Island, he's doing a Jets fan meetup. Next time.
Jets, Jets, Jets.
Alan wants us to think he's a Jet fan, but I just don't hear the passion in that chant.
Yeah, I need more. It needs to come from the diaphragm, you know?
I need more, Alan.
Jets, Jets.
It came from up here. It has to come from below.
Yeah. Come on.
It has to come from King Loski style.
I love it. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky NY is up next. What's up, Ricky?
Ricky!
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Richie?
What's up, man? Already got a Reddick shirt. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Got to support the guys, man. Always. You know what? That Jets chant left a little bit to be desired there. That kind of reminds me of Zach saying football is fun. Just sounds like they're forcing it out. But, man, you know what? You're absolutely right about the media with Aaron Rodgers. Like, watching sports media at this time of year without Aaron Rodgers would kind of be like watching golf without Tiger Woods. Love him or hate him, like he's a polarizing figure. You know, it doesn't matter if they like him or not. They can't stop talking about him, that's for sure. But pretty soon they're going to be talking about the Jets for a whole nother reason, because the state of this franchise is in good shape right now. Everything is pointed in the right direction. The expectations are higher than I am. I mean, things are looking good this year. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I know a lot of people, you know, they're looking for something to worry about. You know, is Mike Williams going to be? Mike Williams is going to be fine. I think they're just being cautious with him, just like they did with Brees last year, and why not? But yeah, man, I can't wait for this year. 13 wins, postseason football, and time to take back this division. Hey, punk ass Allen, this is how you do it. Jets, Jets.
Yeah. Let's go, Ricky. I love it.
Wow. I mean, I got to say this, Jake. Every time Ricky calls into my show and your show, like, I just have to give him the crown for the best aesthetic. Like, this guy is prepared. He has the best backdrop. He's got the neon lights. He's got the shirts I've never seen before in my life. Shout out to Ricky, man.
Love Ricky. Ricky's a legend. And he's a great caller when his internet works. That's the key thing. You know, you never know with Ricky. Half the time it doesn't work, and we miss out on moments like that. Today it was tremendous.
That was amazing.
Hit the like button if you enjoyed that Ricky call. Let's keep going with some of your calls right now. A lot of people on hold, so I want to try and get to as many as we can before we let Richie go. Let's go to Tim from Fishland. What's up, Tim?
What's up, Jake? Richie?
What's up,
Sweating
Tim?
my ass off in TD's backyard right now. You guys really need to do a call-in on the AFC East roundtable, because I think me and Loski would make that man cry like when to his own.
Loski's on there every week. You never seen a Loski?
Well, no, like a call-in. I want to do a call-in. I want you to tell that man that when the Jets ain't on, if they won, and the Dolphins are losing, me viewing his time or his watching of the game is like drinking out of the fountain of youth. Okay. Drinking TD's tears is just hilarious. It's the best thing in the freaking world. But as far as the whole Rodgers thing, you watch Shannon Sharp, he's sitting there talking about how Green Bay's had 30 years of quarterback prosperity and this and that. But he fails to go into nuance and context about how many points the Packers defenses give up in the playoffs. Okay? So I heard statistics the other day in AFC championships, Tom Brady's defenses gave up 20.5 points per game. All right. Aaron Rodgers, 35 points. So that's a 2-touchdown difference. How is that Aaron Rodgers' problem at all? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like they just want to talk about the man. And you know what? I really hope he's got a list. 100%.
He's keeping receipts, Tim. No doubt.
Trust me, I keep TD in check. If you don't know, check out The Huddle at 3 p.m. every day on BetUS TV's YouTube channel. I do not let anything TD says, I check him immediately, and it's a lot of fun.
It's interesting. TD's talking all this trash, but his real feelings came out when he saw the Jets crushing it in the draft. Let's go back in time to this moment.
Jake, thank
from
you so
TD
much for having
Finstock.
Dolphin fans, are you really feeling like this team can compete with the Jets this year? Our only hope with the Jets is hoping Aaron Rodgers is for some reason done lost it. The Jets are loaded. They don't have a single hole on the entire roster now. A single hole. They just like, hey, we having fun. We getting depth for the future. Like, they're building for the future with a roster that's complete, with no hole. And they already got a little depth. Y'all the future. Y'all just gonna have to sit back and chill.
His
I
real
don't know
feelings.
if TD's seen that, Jake. I gotta make sure TD has seen this.
Well, make sure he sees it, and then he can call into the show, and you could try and talk circles around not believing what he just said, but it's on the record.
That's what I'm saying. He keeps he says something like that, and then he says something opposite. I'm like, do you not remember what you said about the Jets? Oh, it's perfect.
While we're on the topic of TD Fins Talk, Richie, you and I are going to be a part of your event that you put together with the Roundtable Sports Crew. So a lot of people have been asking for some information about a meetup in Miami. I'm still working on something for a possible hotel. I'm still working on something for some meetups that weekend. But I am partnering up with you for the actual game and some other things. So I'm going to open it up to you. I just put the link in the live chat for people to check out all the info. But explain to the people what you have cooking up for Jets at the Dolphins the weekend of Sunday, December 8th, when the Jets are down there.
So, folks, we are going to Miami, and I need Jets fans to show up because Jake and I will be there representing the New York Jets down in Miami. That link that Jake just put in the chat will send you to the website with all the information. We have our own corner terrace of the Miami Dolphins Stadium. It's going to be a group of 75 of us, and it's going to be a mixture of Dolphins and Jets fans watching that game. We have a big meetup going on at Miller's Ale House on Saturday night, and then Friday night, Jake is organizing something. So I want Jets fans to take over the city of Miami. I don't know if you guys know this, but Miami, they take over MetLife Stadium. Every year, they call it Miami Takeover. They do. And I want to organize our own New York Jets Takeover, which is why I wanted to have an event in Miami for Jets Dolphins. So if you guys want to come to sunny Florida in December when it's cold in New York, come through. Jake and I will be there. We'll be with TD Finstock. We'll be with Dan Mitchell and Patriots Global. The AFC East Roundtable crew will be there. That link is just put in the live chat. Make sure you guys go check it out. If you have any questions about the tickets or anything else logistically, you guys can reach out to me via email or you can DM me at Jets Media on Instagram and Twitter. It's going to be a lot of fun to secure your tickets for the event, guys. That link again is in the chat. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm trying to get as many Jets fans possible. I do not want to be cornered by Dolphins fans, Jake. We have to get Jets fans down there.
Yes, it's going to be a blast. I'm excited to be watching the game with you guys. You guys have the event on Saturday. As you mentioned, I'm working on something on Friday for people making the trip. So there'll be something Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, of course, for all the Jet fans who are making the trip or a lot of our Jet fans who live down in Florida.
And we have our own private area of the stadium, too. So we're not going to be like in the stands. We have our own private corner that all of us are going to be around. There's going to be a bar. There's going to be a lot of fun there. So during the game, we're going to have a lot of fun. Pre-game, we're going to have a lot of fun all weekend long. It's going to be a blast. So Jets fans, pull up and let's show the Dolphins who's boss. And by the way, that game, Jake, week 14, that could be like
huge game,
a really big game for the AFC East division.
Huge game. So we'll be there. It's going to be a blast when you sign up for the full Dolphins Jets weekend event that Richie's putting together. You get the Saturday soiree meet and greet hangout at Miller's Ale House the day before, and I'll have some info on something planned for Friday as well. So keep that in mind, Jet fans. You've been asking for stuff for that game, and Richie's coming through for the people, and I'm excited to be joining him and his crew for that one down in Miami. Let's see, Mr. D with a super chat. I was watching Richie's channel when King Cat super chatted $500. What I missed is what draft prospect did he want? The great King Cat making it rain, Richie. What prospect did he want?
He wanted Malik Neighbors. That was his draft crush. Shout out to King Cat. If you're watching this, I love you. I hope you're doing
King Kong, on me.
Oh, man. That was amazing. King Cat making it rain, man. I know that he's been on your channel as well. So, yeah, I think Malik Neighbors was his draft crush. I know that.
I love that. Hit the like button if you're tuned in live right now. Shout out to our 10 new channel members as we continue our quest to getting another emoji added for the Asmaniacs out there. We brought this guy up a couple times. Ladies and gentlemen, the King is on the line. King Loski. What's up, King?
Let's go!
Jake, my brother. Jake, my brother. Richie, my brother. Hey, I didn't get to say this last night, but now that we got the pleasantries out the way, let's get down to business. Okay? I see them boys ran from me last night, Richie. Them boys ain't want no smoke last night, huh?
They wanted a week off. I'm like, come on now.
Hey, Richie, they already know I'm coming with the fire every week, baby. All right, I'm glad y'all played that TD clip because I steadily got an eye on that cat right there because he say a lot of nonsense. TD stands for the delusion. That's what that stands for, okay? At the end of the day, that boy right there, he's so nervous. Yesterday he was talking about, this ain't a Mike McDaniels offense. This is a Tua offense. Oh, is it a Tua offense? Really? So this is a Tua offense that you don't believe in. You haven't believed in this guy since day one. Huh? Let's talk about it, TD. Bring your ass up on this platform if you want to, son. I'm going to bring the fire here, too. He don't want no smoke. So, hey, let me say this, baby. At the end of the day, the Jets is we in prime position, baby. I'm liking the pieces we putting together. Okay, as far as the run game, the offensive line, the defense, ain't nobody talking about our defense. And when they talk about our defense, it's very disrespectful. Okay, they only talk about what we missing off the defense. They're not talking about what pieces we added to the defense. What pieces that are all pros, okay, that are Pro Bowlers. All right, they're not talking about that. They just talking about the safeties we missing. All right, which really ain't a big issue when we really think about it. Okay, the secondary is far beyond anything that anybody else has in the league. Okay, let's put that to rest. All right, like Richie was saying yesterday, 10-man rotation can't be stopped. Okay, nobody else in the league can say they got a 10-man rotation on their damn defensive line. Okay, when the offensive line gels together, okay, and we get a solid 5 that we can mold and move men against their will, it's nothing else that can be said about this damn team. When we have Aaron Rodgers up right, it ain't nothing they can say. Okay? Now, Allen, you better get some damn fire in your chest when you say this damn chat, and you better say it with some damn passion. Okay? GTS! Just! GTS! Just!
The king.
The king. The
King
absolute
Loski.
king. Bow down. Now, I don't know if you guys picked up, but the AFC East roundtable, we took a week off last night, and his intro is the same every single call-in, every single Wednesday night. He says, how you doing, Richie? How you doing, TD? How you doing, Dan? How you doing, Colby? Now that we got the pleasantries out the way, let's get straight into business. And then he just goes in on each individual, starting with TD with the Dolphins, then Dan Mitchell with the Bills, and then Colby with the Patriots. He is absolute, and I'm sitting there, and I don't need to talk to King Loski on the roundtable. We talk on this show. We talk on Jets Media. I sit there with a big smile, and it is golden stuff. So, King Loski, I appreciate you, and I love your Jets chants more than anything.
The best. The absolute best. We love our king. Veterans Fitness with a $10 super chat. Just got on. Always hard to do so because of work. Well, shout out to you, Veterans Fitness. Appreciate you. Just want to wish Randall Cobb and family some love, and sorry to hear what happened with his house fire. Not sure if this was covered earlier. I have not covered this on today's show, but there's a story out there. Randall Cobb's family escaped their home after a Tesla charger caused a house fire. His wife posted on Instagram, quote, "We are lucky to be alive." The Tesla charger caught on fire in the garage late last night and quickly spread. We got out of the house with nothing but the clothes on our back and no shoes on our feet. I'll explain more later, but posting this in case anyone posting this in case I miss any appointments, calls, text meetings. Thank you, God. And it's a picture of their house clearly on fire, burnt down. It looks like so terrible situation. They're wherever they live. Cobb's wife posted it on Instagram.
On Instagram. Wow, man. That shout out to the Cobb family. That is a great family. Cobb is an amazing human being. I mean, we got to learn a little bit more about Randall from Hard Knocks and the Jets, One Jets Drive. And man, thoughts and prayers goes out to that family. That's crazy.
Amen.
They're safe.
Veterans Fitness, another $10 super chat. Oh, baby. Hit the bell. Back to regular channel. All these haters will talk about this BS about the Jets, but we are definitely a top contender, and everyone will be sleeping. Better watch out. JETS, Jets. They're no doubt a contender in the AFC. Once again, remove the word Jets from the helmet and just evaluate the roster. They have one of the more talented teams in football.
I mean, all I hear is facts, Jake.
Won't hear that on most mainstream programs, though. That is a fact. Heisman, $2 super chat. I will be at the Miami road game. Henny, I look forward to seeing you at both, my man, especially the Miami game with Richie and company.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hennessy has to come to Miami, bro. He has been to every roundtable event and every Jets media event. He was actually sitting next to me and TD last year at the roundtable event, Hennessy. So, Henny, we got to get you to Miami, bro. Please.
Love that. Absolutely love that. All right, more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line is a guy who has not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, but Richie, how about 8? No, 9 custom introductions.
Well, I need to find Matt O'Leary. He's supposed to come on my show. I want his butt on a stick. Bobby.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey,
oh,
Bobby.
Bobby's here.
Hi, Ricky.
What's up, Bobby?
Richie. Hey, look who's here. My
Hey,
Wow.
Mikey.
All the way, Super Bowl.
Super
Yes.
Bowl.
Yeah, they go beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we won.
Hey, guys. How you doing today, Jake and Richie?
Bobby, I saw you were doing a show till 1:30 in the morning last night.
Yep, 1:30 in the morning. Yep. That's
You got to get
true.
some sleep, man.
I got sleep.
All right.
I
Well,
did.
I'm glad you slept.
Yeah, I did good last night. I'm happy with. I like Allen too. Richie. That Allen running back.
Braylon Allen? Yeah.
Yes, I like him. He's going to be
Beast.
a good running back. He's going to be like a beast. You compare to him like breaking Brendan Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs. Wow. I
Yeah.
like that comparison. Brandon Jacobs was a unit for the Giants.
Size-wise, I see it. The physicality-wise. I think the early reports on Allen being a better pass catcher than people realize is exciting. So I am pumped about that.
And that King Cat, he wanted neighbors on his team. Yeah. Okay, bye, Mike.
Bye, Mikey.
Bye, Mikey.
Oh, I have the microphone on. He can't hear you guys.
That's okay.
But at least you got to see him. He likes you, Ricky, very, very much. Richie.
Oh, how nice is that? Well, tell him
Yeah,
I said thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. King Cat wanted neighbors on the Jets.
He did.
Oh, Giants got him. So, but we got other good. The Jets. Did you see what hat I'm wearing, Richie? Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. I'd hope you wear a nice Jets hat. That's a great.
What
it's a new
team
logo.
did I cheer before? You know what?
Yes, you're right. You always wear a Yankees hat. Is that true, Bobby?
And the Giants.
I know why you're not wearing a Yankees hat today, Bobby. Why is that?
Oh, I wear this on the Jake Show all the time. Yeah, we got our asses handed to us in miserable fashion, 11-2.
Grimace lives.
We didn't even show up to that game. What happened, Jake?
I don't know, Bobby. I'm asking the same questions. They can't hit outside the first three
Did
guys
you
right
get
now.
poured on yesterday?
No, I was covered, thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
You were there, Jake, last night?
Yeah, I went to both games, dude. Brutal.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry about last night with the weather.
Did you get Mr. Softy yesterday?
No, I didn't. I had some popcorn.
Oh, okay, popcorn. I'd rather have Mr. Softy, though.
Well, I don't want to be fat, Bobby.
Oh, Richie.
What's up, man?
With those tickets in Miami, how much do they cost to go down? Do you know?
They're $280 for the full package.
Oh, okay. Well, we might plan on going down there.
That'll be awesome, man. We still got a lot of tickets left remaining. And we got a long way to go before that event happens. I booked my flight. I booked my hotel.
Yeah.
Bobby would love to have you down in South Florida.
What about Neil? Did he get his tickets yet, Jake?
I don't know for that game if he has, but
You
Neil,
gotta tell him about that. So
I will. Don't worry.
Yeah, you got it. You know Neil.
Of course.
Yeah, you got Neil's awesome. Yeah.
Neil and I had a great time.
So
Vegas.
Richie, whenever you have free time, come on to my show. It's like a what is it?
Would love
Zoom
to,
call.
Jake.
Show him a picture of my Zoom call, Jake.
Bobby, you don't get to make the rules around here.
Well,
Come
you
on.
know, I've grown to love my buddy Alan, but Southwest has to go. I threw him off my show. Bobby!
Bobby!
The Bobby Midnight Show is sweeping the nation. You know, it is getting wild at times, I will say.
Wow.
You never know what's coming.
Oh, I'm privileged to be invited on that show.
You know, at any given time, you tune into the Bobby Midnight Show, and this is what it looks like. That's the Bobby Midnight Show.
He just allows everybody in?
It's just, you know, it's a giant Zoom meeting.
Oh, what a great concept.
Nothing like it. Ladies and gentlemen, KND is back, and he has made it rain with 5 memberships.
Money, 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 money.
These are from King and Dreams. So if you hear your name called, you thank KND. Julius Harris, Salvatore Nocera, NY Jets, Man Cave, Dean, Sam Aiken. You guys are all officially channel members. That is now 15 channel members added during today's program. More of your calls before we wrap with Richie, and then I'll stay on for the rest. BMAC is up next. What's up, BMAC?
Hey guys, Jake, Richie.
BMAC!
It's good to be on here with y'all. Hey, Richie, when you were on the huddle or the round table, next time TD said that Rodgers was a bomb his last year in Green Bay, just keep reminding him what happened on Christmas Day when he went into South Beach and beat his team and beat his.
You know what his excuse is for that game? I said that many times.
Tua got a concussion.
Yeah, Tua's concussion. Okay. Tua had a concussion that game. That's why Rodgers went in there and beat him and threw a dime down the left sideline to Lazard.
Oh, when you're out there, you're healthy no matter what. All right, it doesn't matter what injury you got. As long as you're out there, and as long as that name is the back of your jersey, there's no excuses, TD. And
100%.
one thing, I am a stats nerd. I kind of like digging the stats. Rodgers last year in Green Bay, right, had 350 completions. All right, name me one time the last time a Jet quarterback the last few years had over 300 completions.
Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, probably Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, I would have to look.
He's the only one that has any accolades. He holds the Jets record for the most touchdowns in a season, Jake.
You probably got to go back to Chad for completions, too.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Chad Pennington, by the way. I think did Chad Pennington turn 50 yesterday?
Did he?
Chad Pennington.
Mr. Chad Pennington, man. My first Jets jersey.
Sorry, Chad turned 48, June 26, 1976. Derek Jeter turned 50 yesterday. That's who it was, which is wild. Derek Jeter, 50 years old.
Damn.
Crazy. All right. More of your calls right now. One last for Richie, and then we'll get Richie out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is the aforementioned King and Dreams. What's up, King? Good to hear from you.
Man, what's going on? What's going on, my man Jake? Man, Richie in the building, man. Man, y'all like two of my favorite guys, man. And let me tell y'all really quick, man. Yeah, no doubt, man. One of the reasons why I really love you guys, man, is because you guys are young in your 20s and you guys are scorching, man. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, man. I like for my youngest, man, to keep working, man. Keep grinding.
Appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, man. So I'm a supporter of you, Richie. I don't super chat that much on yours, and it's no slight to you. It's just because like the times that you on, it's just I just be busy, man. You know?
Yeah, it's all good, man. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you tuning in.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I have a question for you, gentlemen. Right? All right. So, do you guys think that with Aaron Rodgers coming back, the team is pretty much, at a hole, right? Now, do you think that we can really win the Super Bowl? That's part one. Second part of that is, if you don't think that we can, what do you think? What is our best scenario for us to have the fans and even yourself as fans to kind of be like satisfied?
Great question.
Yeah, I mean, look, can they? I think they can. They're going to need health luck to go their way. They're going to need to answer a lot of these questions we do have about the team. But as far as, the expectations, I mean, to me, if they go to the playoffs and win at least one playoff game, we can't sit here and say it's a failure. To me, if they get to a championship game or they get to the Super Bowl and lose, I can't sit here and say, what a disgrace. They felt like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard to win. Like, so that they can win a Super Bowl, King and Dreams. But I would say if they lose to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, can we sit here and say that's a disgrace? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the first step is very simple. It's just getting to the playoffs and ending that drought, right? We haven't been to the playoffs in 13, 14 years. So that's number one. And the second thing I'd love to see is win the division. Like, I'd rather make the playoffs as a division winner rather than the wild card. Now, if we squeak in as a wild card berth, I'm not going to be complaining, but I definitely am looking for that AFC East title and then winning a playoff game for sure. I think the Super Bowl championship, now, I want to see, we're going to win the Super Bowl. It's just, right? We're the Super Bowl easily, but that's tough to do. Right. But I will say this, King and Dreams, this Jets roster has what it takes. Defensively, mixed in with a guy who's won a Super Bowl before and a multi-time MVP. We have what it takes to do it. But like Jake said, unfortunately, we need luck on the injuries.
Yeah, so my thought on that is that I think that the Jets are going to play angry because Aaron Rodgers is angry. I think Aaron Rodgers is angry. He's tired of people, talking trash, saying that he's not going to be that good, right? And, whatever, all the political stuff. But, like, I think that he's going to play angry, and I think that the team is going to follow his mentality. And I think that we are going to pummel teams this year.
KND. I love it. From your lips to God's ears. Pummel teams.
Woo! And, hey, I've seen a reality where that's a real thing here. If everything clicks, man.
I'll tell you what. The team I want to pummel is the New England Patriots in week 3. Oh my God, do I want blood? Oh, I want to destroy them that night.
Oh my God, the home opener, man, that's going to be nuts. That's going to be absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe they put our home opener on primetime against the Patriots in week 3.
You'll be there, right?
I don't know yet. I'm still considering.
We need
you
you
to be
there.
there?
Oh, I'll be there. You're coming to L5 and tailgating. We need you.
I know. I may be. My event's that next week, so we're trying to figure out which games to go to and stuff. And then there's London, and then I'm doing a roundtable event on Monday night against the Bills. So a lot of fun stuff happening this season.
I love it. Debo Vibes checks in with a super chat. His questions right here. Jake Richie as Maniacs. I posed this question on the Bobby Midnight Show, and I'll ask you guys. Wait a second. There was football talk on the Bobby Midnight Show? I'm shocked. Why isn't Al Toon in the Jets Ring of Honor, or should he be? It's a fair question. I have to ask some of the older Jet fans their thoughts on that. I think it's probably because he didn't do it long enough to get in there. Like, at his best, he was one of the best, but he had so many injuries. I think the overall body of work is probably not "quote unquote" Ring of Honor worthy, but that's for the older Jet fans, I guess, to discuss. They watched them.
Agreed.
Hennessy with a 5-month as Maniac super chat. You think they hate us now? Just wait until we win the whole damn thing. Then what are they going to say? Can't wait. Amen, Henny. And I'll tell you what we're going to be doing. Each win on the show this year, folks. All right.
Uh-oh, he's got the Henny. I already know it.
The Henny will be popped.
11 a.m. Henny, baby. That's what I like to see.
Let's go.
I mean, I got iced coffee to chug, but
that works.
That works. I mean, there's caffeine in there.
Right? Richie, tremendous job out of you. Where can people find you if they don't already know where you are?
Yeah, you guys can check me out at Jets Media. And if you guys want to tune in to The Huddle, presented by BetUS TV, that's at 3 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. We cover all things NFL. That's at 3 p.m. on the BetUS TV YouTube channel. That's where you can find me every single day. And, of course, on Jets Media. And any Knicks fans, tune into Knicks Media. We've been very active. We're in the heart of the offseason for the New York Knicks. Jake, always a pleasure to hop on the Jake Asman Show. Cannot thank you enough for having me on. And shout out to everybody tuning in, man. Cannot thank you guys enough for showing my man Jake the support he deserves. He grinds like no one else. And I appreciate you guys tuning into his show and all shows all across YouTube. Jets fans, this is the only time in the 12-month calendar year where there's absolutely nothing going on. So this is our time to come together and get excited for this Jets season coming up. So I'll see you guys at training camp. Jake, appreciate you as always.
Richie, you are the man. Can't wait. Once again, info about Richie's event for Miami was in the live chat. I will add it in the description following the show, and I will throw it in the comment section down below too, so people could sign up. I will be a part of that, and I'm working on something for Friday, but when you sign up for Richie's event, you get the party included for Saturday night, and you obviously get the game ticket in the private section at the Dolphin Stadium for that one. K&D writes in, my G, Jake, and Richie, y'all should do a show together. Thanks for letting me on. Salute my bros. Big ups, my guys, ladies in the chat. Henny on deck. Let's go, K&D. Great to hear from you, dude. Always great to have you on. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. I'm going to stay on. We got a couple more people that want in on the conversation. Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by Huga House. Folks, Huga House tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern is launching about 4 or 5 brand new hats. So it's not just the hat that Aaron Rodgers is wearing that you could purchase. They're going to have new designs, new colors. So be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow, it drops 12 p.m. Eastern. You're going to want to use promo code Asman because that code will get you a discount of 15% off when you buy one hat, 30% off if you buy 2 hats. So check it out, HugaHouse.com. Get the hat Otani rocks. Josh Allen, the overrated Josh Allen. Kevin from The Office, Shane Gillis, Tyler Conklin, and our guy AR8. Check it out, HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll continue to cut the line. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs in here on this fine Thursday morning. We're back at 4 p.m. Eastern today with the Buffalo Jet fan in his weekly spot. So, Richie in the morning, BJF in the afternoon. We're bringing you the best Jet content creators out there on this channel, even though it's still just June and we have, what I say, 26 days away until training camp. So we'll be there before you know it. Up next on the show is Gary. Hello, Gary.
Hey, I'm tuning in a little late, but I like that guy. What's his channel called?
He just said it.
Well,
Richie, Jets Media.
Richie, Jets Media. All right. I've never seen him. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
How have you never seen him? He's been on the show many times.
He's been on the show before?
Yes, a lot.
He was good. He was good. You have him back on. He was good.
How many hits to the head did you take this morning,
Jake,
Gary?
a lot. This morning? Oh, none.
Interceptions don't matter if you throw enough touchdowns.
I'm trying to get to week 3. I don't know how I'm going to swing this. My wife said it's a hard no, but I'm still trying to swing this. This is going to be a party, and I want to be a part of it. I'm still vibing over what my Nets did to your Knicks. Like this is. I'm still through the roof.
I'm still vibing on what the Knicks did to your Nets. I mean, what are we doing?
You got Bridges for the low price of 6 first-round drafts.
Who cares, Gary? I don't care about the picks. The first 3 years, the picks are going to be in the late 20s. The Knicks are trying to win a championship. You guys are going to be the worst team in the NBA the next 2 years.
Yeah, hopefully. At least next year, for sure.
But
Next year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm a Knicks fan who gets to be excited not about the prospect of tanking to try and get a lottery ball that never goes the Knicks' way, to the prospect of actually trying to win a championship. The Knicks, to me, are one of the 4 best teams in the NBA right now. I'm excited about that.
You should be. I mean, you pay top dollar for OG, but you got to bring him back.
Right.
You got Bridges. No, your team's really good. If you're
you realize Jalen Brunson and Bridges combined AAV is less than what Bradley Beal's making on the Suns. Like they could afford to do what they've done. Like Brunson and Bridges have 2 of the best contracts in basketball right now. Yeah, they overpaid for OG, but they had to because other teams were going to give them the same deal if they didn't. And do they give up a lot for Bridges? Sure, but they didn't give up any players. They added Mikal Bridges to a team that already had a stacked roster when healthy, and Bridges has not missed a game ever. He's got an Iron Man streak, so I love it.
You're going to like him. He's a good player. You're going to like him. He fits in any offense. He can defend multiple positions. You're going to like him. And I was talking to one of those salary capologist people, and he was saying that take away rookie contracts. So like no LeBron rookie deal, Tim Duncan rookie deal. Besides rookie contracts, Brunson might be the best contract in the history of basketball, at least modern basketball.
Correct.
You think about how much he's overpaid, and overperformed his contract. I'm sorry. How much Brunson has overperformed his contract? It might be the best contract in the history of basketball. That's how good that Brunson contract turned out to be.
I love it.
But on the expectations, like I understand it's difficult to win a Super Bowl. The Patriots went 16-0 and lost the Super Bowl. It's extremely difficult, but that's got to be the goal. Like we're going from a team that won 7 games with the worst quarterback ever. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, possibly the worst quarterback ever, to arguably one of the best quarterbacks ever. If we just had Tyrod Taylor, I would say this team could win the division and should make the playoffs. We're not going to Tyrod Taylor. We're going to Aaron freaking Rodgers. Like, there's no reason.
Finally, a good point from you. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Gary.
It's one game. It's single elimination. It's not a 7-game series, so things can happen. I get it. And you got to stay healthy, but that's every team. But we're going to Aaron Rodgers. And Alan is calling Salah. He's calling him Mr. Clean in the chat. I get he doesn't like him, and I understand.
You still don't know his name?
I still don't.
Salah. Is that Salah?
It's been here 4 years. It's not. It's. I can't change now. It's built in. I get the argument against him. I just want to know how many wins do you think some other coach, Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, how many games do you think they really would have won with Zach Wilson all these years? How many more? 8? Maybe they have an extra win or 2. Like you're killing them, and I understand the penalties. I understand the argument against them. What were you winning with any head coach with Zach Wilson? If you had Tyrod Taylor, maybe you could win 10 last year. You know what's better Tyrod Taylor is than Zach Wilson? Like it's not even close. It's not even.
I could show you. Look at the chart. Tyrod Taylor's in the dead center. Look where he is compared to Zach Wilson.
You can't win in a quarterback-driven league with that. And you can thank Joe Douglas for that.
You done? You got all your points in?
I'm good.
What are you doing the rest of the day? You going to go watch Richie's show on Jets Media's YouTube?
Is it on today?
Of course.
I might. He was entertaining. He's a Knicks fan too.
Yeah.
almost everyone's a Knicks fan, so I guess that's like kind of a safe bet to make if they're a basketball fan.
You and my buddy Evan Roberts are the only Nets fans I know.
There's a Nets podcast called The Only Nets Fan You Know, and the beginning clip is Boomer Esiason talking about Evan Roberts saying, "The only Nets fan you know."
Yeah.
Well, now you know too.
Will Parkins is a Nets fan too, but he's not. I don't think he's like a big Nets fan.
Is Will Parkins a Nets fan?
He is, yeah.
Oh, is he from Jersey or is he from Brooklyn?
He's from Long Island.
He's from Long Island. Did he end up a Nets fan?
I don't know how specifically he became a Nets fan.
All right, cool. All right. Next time about Will Parkinson, we'll chop up. We'll talk about how bad the Nets are going to be. Do you think they get 12-70 again?
Maybe. They won't be that bad.
It's going to be bad, Jake. It's going to be bad.
Well, they kept Nick Claxton, so congratulations.
A little bit more than I wanted to pay for him, but you got to keep him.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Thank you, Gary. What a call. Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella with a $10 super chat. A lot of 10 spots today. What's up with that? I love it. How could the Knicks pass on Filipowski for this French guy who will more likely be a two-way player? Also, prayers up to Dalton. Dalton, is it Connect, right? Playing with LaFlop, Bronny going to Cleveland. Book it. I think Bronny's going to be drafted tonight by the Lakers. And this whole thing is all about nothing. How could the Knicks pass on Filipowski? I don't know. Maybe they didn't have him ranked that high. I have no idea. I like the trade the Knicks made. They turned one of their first-round picks into 5 second-round picks and save money on their cap so they can make a more competitive offer to try and keep Hartenstein. So I'll say that for the Knicks fans out there. I know nothing about this French guy. He's 18. You know, if you believe in the Knicks development, which has been very good the last several years, maybe he could one day be something. I don't know. So I don't have much for you on that one. I do want to tell this story about the big fella, though. So we've been getting all the names to send the tickets for Jets Texans. And by now, if you got Jets Texans tickets, you should have them, unless you haven't gotten back to me about what about the information to send your tickets to. I'm talking to you, Jam. I'm talking to you. I'm just going to shout these people out so maybe they can answer my messages. Chuck66, a.k.a. Bill Winnan. You want your tickets? You got to answer me. Jam, you want your tickets? You got to answer me. Those are the only two left. But anyway, big fella, I like we didn't have his actual name. So when we sent the tickets, it was first name Big, last name Fella with the email to send the tickets to, which is pretty funny. So I love it. Anyway, that's my big fella story for the morning. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Best is on the line. Hello, Keith.
Hey, Jake. Thanks for letting me in. Your show's the best. Your show's the best. And I'm glad I live in South Florida so I don't have to listen to all the media that you guys got going on up there, because it's all trash talk. It's all trash talk. And I'm like you. I think we're going to win the Super Bowl. I know Tommy says the same thing. Good luck with Tommy on his show. That's phenomenal. And let me ask you, I sent you an email this morning about the Patreon yearly thing. Check it out and get back to me.
Yeah,
but on another
Keith, have you signed up for the Patreon yet? I was confused by your email.
I'm already, I signed up. Yeah, I am a Patreon. I signed up for a month's membership. I had been in the hospital, so I couldn't do a charge for a month, and I got taken off. And I did a new one on the 18th, but I only bought a month because you told me you're going to give me a year back like 3 months ago. I didn't know what that meant. But anyway.
Yeah, I got to get your Patreon name, and then I'll send you payment to cover your Patreon for the year. But I couldn't see what your Patreon name was, so I'll email you.
Right. I'm not on Patreon, but I'll sign up when I'm done after. I got a meditation meeting with the chemo people today, and that starts at 12. But anyway, I think we're going to go all the way. I told you in the beginning when I first came on, you just got to trust the process. And all that media hype that's going on up there is crazy. I got to listen to the media hype for the Dolphins down here. I get booed a lot when I had the Jets jersey you sent me down on. Miami's going to kick your ass. Because I want to join, on another note, I want to join you guys on December 8th. I'm only 40 minutes away in the Bright Line train north of you guys. But I want to be able to get in that mix. So I'll do the Patreon thing and after this afternoon. And then I'll see you on at 4 and you get back to me. But, I love your show. It's the best. I'm 60 years old now. I couldn't do what you guys do. But, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I love listening to the show every day. You know,
Hey, thank you, Keith. Well, we're all rooting for you, man. You look good. You look healthy.
what happened is that they wouldn't let me shave on May 12th when I went in for. I was in a. Unfortunately, I hit my head from a low blood pressure situation on May 12th, and they put me in the hospital for 3.5 weeks, and then I just went back again. So, brain hemorrhaging. So whatever, but I'm going to get through it. And part of getting through it is listening to your show. I get upbeat. I love Tommy. I love all these little skits you put out. Bang, this guy's going to the trash house. And then Tommy with all his rhetoric. That's insane how that's taken off Tommy Midnight. I'm not up at midnight, so I can't watch it. But I'm glad to be a part of this. And I can't fly up there right now. I'm not allowed to fly, but I want to come to a game up there and be able to sit with you guys. But that's not going to happen right now. So, but anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you on December 8th. And if Richie's doing the tickets, tell me how much a ticket is without the hotel. Maybe you can get me back an email. Do I get the ticket from him or do I buy it direct?
Keith, I will send you an email after the show. Respond to the one you wrote me this morning with the link.
Okay.
And the Richie's link is just for a party on Saturday and for a game ticket on Sunday. So you don't even have to worry about the hotel. And
No.
We'll take care of you, Keith, and we'll make sure we get you there. And I'll get in touch with you too. Sign up for the Patreon, and then I'll send you a Zelle or a Venmo, and we'll get you covered for the year so you can join us on the Discord.
Yeah. I got what do they call it? Zelle. So whatever. But anyway, I'll get all of that information to you this afternoon. Okay.
Awesome, Keith. Best of luck. All right. Stay strong.
Yep. Thanks. I am staying strong, dude. You helped me out a lot.
I appreciate that, Keith. Best of luck to Keith. If you've been following his journey, if you've been watching the show, he's a fighter. We love Keith. All these chemo treatments and all the other stuff, and he's been awesome. Dave says, Jake, send me a link for Miami. Dave, I put it in the live chat. I will add it to the description after the show. I just put it again in there for you. It's Richie's event. I want to make it clear. It's not my event. Richie was kind enough to invite me and, hook me up with a ticket to be there with everyone. And then I will, promote it on my show. And we'll pack that place in with Jet fans. I'm going to do something Friday night. Richie's got something Saturday night. And then for the actual game, I'll find us a tailgate for Sunday too, I'm sure. So, that's just so far down the line for me right now. I'm focused on watch parties, merch store, and then my London event first before I can think about anything in December. So Richie coming through with something for Miami, which is great. But we'll have something Friday night. I am working on something big. I don't want to promise anything, though, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So we'll see. K&D says, Keith, we love you, bro. Salute. Amen. Amen. By the way, for those who are curious about the Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Sign up for less than a cup of coffee a month. You get all the perks like your name in the intro, access to our Discord, discounts in the soon to be launched Jake Asman Asmaniac merch store. Plus, you get priority response in the comments. You find out about listener events before the general public, like the one we have planned for London, and many other things that you won't get on YouTube, like bonus shows that aren't on YouTube. So check it out. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Shout out to Clancy Doyle for signing up for the entire year late last night over on Patreon. K&D says, I'll take care of his hotel, Jake. Call me after. He doesn't need a hotel, K&D, but that's incredibly nice of you. He's based in Florida, he said, but that is awesome of you, K&D. You want to hook him up with his game ticket, though, let me know. Send me we'll connect, K&D. If you send me a Venmo or a Zelle, I think Richie said it was like $280 for everything. We'll cover that for Keith, which will be awesome. I'll chip in for that too. Plumpy Boy making it rain with 5 channel memberships. Oh, baby.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Jason W, TC, John, Aaron Quinanas, Thea Muller. You guys are all Asmaniacs. Let's go. Power of the people. 20 channel members added in today's first program. And we're back later today at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're not done just yet, though, folks. Here's your warning.
Warning! Warning! Allen alert! Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning! Allen alert! Hide the children.
Hide the children. Hello, Alan.
Hide the children. Good morning, Jake. How are you?
Alan, how wait, hold on a second. I know what that look is, man. As someone who's lived and moved recently, that look of empty walls, stuff everywhere. How's the move going?
Awful. We're living here. First of all, our stuff's not coming till Monday. So we have like limited clothes, and we're invited to 2 parties in the next couple of days. So we have to go shopping. And
well, you have friends in Dallas already?
My wife has a lot of friends here. We were invited to, I hate being political. We were invited to a Trump versus Biden show tonight, hosted by the Republican National Convention. Crazy. No. And then we're actually going to a Dallas Stars event tomorrow for the draft. So I got that through my wife too.
Please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
That's the Jets this year. There's going to be too much winning, Alan.
Too much winning. A couple of comments. First of all, you're right. Me on Discord is not a good idea. I agree. I was a little.
It's best for all parties involved. I'm just looking out for.
I am in total agreement. I know. You know what's funny? People who wanted me out actually have written to me to come back in. That's the craziest part. I mean, I'm best as a commentator on here. I'm perfect on that. As far as Gary's Nets are concerned, shut up. That trade is ridiculous. Come on. Oh my God. You basically should just fold the franchise. The idea you gave Mikal Bridges to the Knicks is ridiculous. Just trade him to Houston. You can take a little less. Don't trade him.
My biggest issue with that trade, if I'm a Net fan, is one, you might have just put the Knicks in the NBA Finals. And two, if you're going to make that deal, don't you have to get back at least one young player you could point to? Don't you got to get Deuce McBride back in that deal?
Get McBride back in the deal. Don't get Bogey. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. And finally, I have a comment on Carly. She says I hate her. I don't. I actually respect her entrepreneurial skills here. I mean, she's capitalized on a lot of BMAX of the world to give her a lot of love. But the only problem I have with Carly is I believe it was about a month and a half ago when you started reading Super Chats and you gave her the opportunity. And she said, you know what? I should get part of the pay. As soon as she made that comment, she was free game. So that's why I went after Carly. I have no problem with her. I hope she has fun in Vegas with all the hockey guys, but no problem. But again, when you make a comment like that, free game. But enjoy the rest of your day and
what do you go Jets. Allen Enterprises?
Allen Enterprises, absolutely. Have a good one.
Allen, thank you.
Jets, Jets.
Your Jet chants still leave a lot to be desired, though, Allen.
Jets, Jets.
Oh my God, unreal! What a show. I actually agree with Allen, though, on the Nets trade. I'm not saying it's a bad trade for the Nets because they needed picks, but I think you got to get Deuce McBride in that deal. Take less draft picks and get a good player, a good young player that you could play and develop. But I'm thrilled, man. The Knicks have one of the deepest teams in the NBA. They are equipped to go head-to-head with Boston if healthy. That's all you could ask for. They were the 2 seed last year, and they've gotten better. You know, if they lose Hartenstein, that will stink, but you can't argue with what they have done. I mean, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, they might be coming off the bench to put it in perspective. Your starting lineup very well could be Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, Robinson. That's insane. And your 3 off the bench, because in the playoffs, you're only playing 7 or 8 guys anyway, especially with Thibodeau, is DiVincenzo, Hart, and Deuce. Knicks are loaded, folks. Loaded. Dre Day says, the love we give on this show is great. Plenty of love. Best fans in sports are the Jet fans. Specifically the Asmaniacs. Hector says the Knicks are going to be good for years to come. The swap pick will be the best deal for the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the oldest player in the Knick rotation right now is Josh Hart, who's 29. Think about that. Like, let's go through the picks they gave up in this deal. 2025 first. That's going to be in the late 20s. They gave up Milwaukee's 2025 first. That's going to be in the mid-20s. 2027 first. Once again, Knicks should be really good 2 seasons from now. 2028 swap. Only matters if they're worse than the Nets that season. They won't be. 2029 and 2031 first. Who cares about 2029 and 2031 when you're the Knicks and you haven't won a title since 1973? Who cares? You're going for it. Knicks won the deal. We want to win, man. I don't care about 2029. I've been a Knicks fan my whole life. I've had like 3 good seasons I can recall. Who cares? I love what they did. And yeah, did they overpay for OG? Obviously, but that's the NBA. They had to max him out because if they didn't, Philly was going to do it. It is what it is. Cincy Matt with a super chat. That jet chant is downright pathetic. You know, he rushed right to the toilet after. How about a who day, Allen? What's the Chargers chant for Allen? A-L-T. Alt, alt, alt.
J-E-T-S. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Man. Hit the like button. Shout out to all the Asmaniacs for tuning in to today's show. I am back at 4 p.m. Eastern time later today. The Buffalo Jet fan is going to join us. He has explosive takes. Not explosive like B-Man's bathroom, but explosive takes about the 2024 New York Jets. We'll dive into that with him coming up later today at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow Jet fans across social media. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to Homage. Get yourself this shirt, linked in the description. I'll talk to you guys soon. Jets, 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 Jets. Hit it, Bobby.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. He's back on you. Let me pray. There we are. New York, New York.
Yeah, Bobby.
I want to wake up in the city at the sweet and the king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it. New York, New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere it's up to you. New York, New York.
Yeah, Bobby.